Hello, I'm Jazz Rose. Welcome, author of Teaching Primary PE. And today's question is, how do we ensure an inclusive learning environment while ensuring all children are sufficiently challenged? It's a big question, isn't it? And it's a question that are on a lot of PE teachers' minds. I've had a lot of conversations about this, and I'm here today to explain to you one simple method in which you can ensure that there's an inclusive learning environment and all the children are sufficiently challenged. You know, you can have pupils of various abilities in a class, and you can do the same activity and produce different outcomes based on pupils' ability and skill level and where they're at in that learning journey. How do we do it? Well, I like to call it layered differentiation, and some people have called it different things. You might know it as something slightly different, but this is a really powerful technique and one that I love. And I like to think of layered differentiation as a little bit like building a cake. You're just building the layers, and what I love about layered differentiation is that there's no ceiling. There's a ceiling in here, but there's not a ceiling when it comes to teaching high quality PE, which means that there's stretch and challenge for every pupil, and they never feel like, hey, I'm too good for this class, or hey, this is too easy. And they also never feel like, it's too hard, I can't do it. I had a little child say to me the other day, sir, I said, why are you crying? He said, I can't do it. After a little discussion, he got back involved in the activity and he was able to complete the task successfully with a little bit of resilience. But how do we ensure all children are fully stimulated and engaged in our lessons? How do we ensure that there's sufficient challenge whilst making sure that all children feel included? Well, it's called layered differentiation. Let me tell you how it works. Layered differentiation, it starts with a baseline activity and then you set a challenge. So you set a series of challenges that, again, you can set it as short or as long as you like, but you set a series of challenges for the children and they can only move on to the next level once they've completed the challenge successfully. So let me give you an example. You're teaching tennis or cricket, or you're teaching how to catch a ball, all right? Catch a small ball. This is a ball. So simply you say to them, right, I want you to stand on the spot and I want you to catch the ball 5 times, for example. It might be 10, your challenge might be slightly different. I want you to catch the ball in your hand 5 times. Once you've caught it in your hands 5 times successfully, I want you to go on the move. I want you to go on the move and catch it 5 times. But I don't want you to throw the ball above your head. Get them to practice level 1. Once they've completed it successfully, they can move on to level 2. What you also need to include within that is to say, if you unfortunately drop it at 4, that's not a problem. Try again, try and get to 5. I will be on hand to walk around the room and come and support you. And then what you allow that to do, you have so much elasticity within that. And then once they've done it 5 times below the head, right, level 3 is I want you to stand still, catch it 5 times above your head. 2, and so on and so on. Once you've passed level 3 and you've caught it 5 times in a row without dropping the ball, brilliant, you can move on to level 4. What's level 4, I hear you say, Simon? Brilliant, what do you think level 4 might be? Jogging, sir, jogging whilst catching it. Brilliant, that's the next level. Once you've done that, then I want you to throw it 6 meters really high above your head, make sure it doesn't hit the ceiling, and I want you to catch the ball up there above your head. If you can do that 5 times standing still, amazing. Then you can move on to the next level, which is what, Sarah? It is to jog and do it. Excellent, brilliant. If you reach all of those levels, and if you get all the way to level 6, I want you to stand in the red zone over here, and then I'm going to come and challenge you for the next task. Why is that important and why is that so powerful? Because again, it allows plenty of stretch. You might be thinking, well, where's the modeling? How do we show good practice? It's so powerful. What I love to do is to get the children then to model, because usually there's a talented child in the class. I like to call them talented Newtons. Okay, there's a talented child in the class that sort of gets ahead of everybody else, or there's 2 or 3 of those pupils. Pause, 3, 2, 1, everyone sitting down, eyes and ears on me. Jacob, can you show us what you were doing? Ah, look, sir, I can do it really well. Brilliant. Who can tell me, who can have a discussion about what Jacob was doing with his hands there? Okay, Sarah, did you think he had his hands closed together, or did you think he had them wide apart? Why is that important? Brilliant. So what I want you to focus on now, children, is can you put your baby fingers together while you're catching the ball? Good, move on. And then you can move on to the next technique. Look out, for the common misconceptions, as you always do. What are most pupils getting wrong? And then you can get a pupil to demonstrate, or you can demonstrate yourself, and then you can provide that effective whole class feedback. What you can also do, and what also makes this really powerful, is that while you might be supporting a lower ability pupil on the basic, the other pupils have still got activities to do. They don't feel suffocated and they don't feel left behind, like they can't move on to the next level because some pupils in their class are a little bit behind in the learning journey and not as far up to speed as they are. So you can be supporting that low ability pupil or that group of pupils on basically putting their baby fingers together or basically keeping their eyes on the ball whilst the others are still stretching themselves. It gives the pupils so much ownership over their learning. It gives them ownership and that creativity to really take their learning forward and be independent about it. And I love that about this. Yeah, so you can constantly check, again, look for misconceptions. Freeze, 3, 2, 1, what are we doing? Sarah, can you show us what you were doing? What about Sarah's hand shape? Did she have her baby fingers together? Yes, success criteria. You get that peer-to-peer collaboration. You get that peer-to-peer assessment and feedback. Pupils are constantly checking themselves, and again, they feel stimulated, they feel engaged because everyone can do the basic tasks. Everyone should be able to move from level 1 to at least level 2. Your bronze criteria is then successfully met, and then you can talk about silver and gold, which are a little bit further down the line. Layer differentiation is such a powerful tool, and I want you to give me some feedback on this. I want you to try it. Just try it, give it a go. You don't have to do it in tennis or cricket or basic catching skills. You can do it with a lot of different things, like basketball, for example. You might have a scoring zone that's a couple of yards away from the hoop. Once you've hit it, once you've scored 3 in a row, fantastic. Then you can move on to the next level, which is 2 steps further behind. And again, pupils are constantly challenging themselves. The great thing about it is they can go home and do the same thing, right? Or they can go away, they can go in the playground and practice the same skills and apply the same techniques. You teach the technique through the game, and it's just a brilliant way to do it. So go away, have fun, really enjoy layer differentiation, really enjoy giving the pupils ownership and independence over their learning. Set the baseline task, be clear and explicit as about what you want them to achieve and what the layers are and what they need to do to achieve success before they move to the next level. Model the effective outcomes that you want them to achieve as you go through. I've done another video on teaching one thing at a time, so again, don't teach too much, don't teach everything all at once, all of the techniques, eyes on the ball, baby fingers together, fingers spread, thumbs up. Don't teach it all at once, but teach it one at a time so that pupils really get to master that one particular thing, and then you can move them on. And that's a really effective way to ensure continued progress right the way through. Have a go. I would love to hear your feedback. Drop a comment on the inbox. I think I talk too much. Have a great day.